The topic today, the series is called "A Leader is a Ladder." A leader is a ladder. That's my own life philosophy. A leader is a ladder. Now, as a leader, today's topic is a leader's mindset. So, as a leader, to be a leader, we must have a different mindset. The mindset that is right there, right now, out there in the world is such that a leader must be served. That if you are a leader, everybody is serving you. If you are a leader, people are following you, and you are a big man. If you are a leader, you are standing on the top of other men, and they are the ones walking, and you are the one enjoying. That if you are a leader, you are the ones everybody is shouting for, screaming for, honoring, and carrying your bag and following after you and all that. So that is the mindset of leadership that is out there right now, but it's faulty. This mindset must be changed, and we must encourage people to have the right mindset. And the right mindset is the mindset that Jesus gave to us. There is no better mindset than the mindset of Jesus. And the mindset that Jesus gave is that a leader must be a servant. If you want to be the first, you must be the last. If you want to be number one, you must be the slave of all. So the mindset of Jesus is that of a servant. Let's look in the Bible, in the book of Matthew. In the book of Matthew, chapter 20. In the book of Matthew, chapter 20, Jesus gave a wonderful example to us about what the mindset of a leader should be. Matthew 20, verses 25 to 28. But Jesus called them to himself and said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and those who are great exercise authority over them. Yet it shall not be so among you. But whoever desires to become great among you," that's talking about the mentality now, the mindset, "let him be your servant. And whoever desires to be first among you, let him be your slave. Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life a ransom for many." So this is a different philosophy that Jesus is highlighting for the world here. And when you look at the history of the world, only people who have been able to follow this mindset have been able to rule the world. At the point when Jesus was talking about this, it looked like foolishness. That how can you be the servant before you could become the leader? At the point where Jesus was saying this, people were worshiping their leaders. People were, they were like servants. They were like slaves. In fact, citizens were called subjects. There were people who were subjected to the leader. They were like slaves to the leaders. But Jesus was saying no, and he was turning it on the head of the leaders themselves. And this concept took over the world to the extent that even government ministers, government rulers of nations now, they are called prime ministers. That is the chief servant. This is coming from the concept that Jesus brought. And even government ministers, they are called ministers, slaves, servants. And the chief slave is the prime minister himself. So what does that mean? It means that the philosophy that Jesus brought has overtaken the whole world. And this is the only way it works. This is the thing that the whole world will pass by. Heaven and earth will pass by, but the words of Jesus will stand forever. These are the principles that will be sustainable forever. It is not sustainable when you are, lording it over other people. The people that you are lording it over they one day or the other will rebel. The people that you are holding by force, that you are controlling, that you are making to bow down to you and serve you, one day they would like to become masters themselves. They would like to set themselves free. Nobody wants to be a servant and a slave forever. Nobody wants to be under subjection. Nobody wants to be under the domination of other people. That's why we have breaks in the churches. That's why we have splits in the churches. Because when you are a pastor and you hold members, pastors, someone, the assistant pastor, all these pastors under you, and they are not independent, and they are just, like your subordinates, one day or the other, they will rebel. The same thing with business, the same thing in everything, So real leadership, if you are really a leader, what are the mindset that you should have? We have some principles that are highlighted here by Jesus, that if you really want to build a system that is everlasting, if you really want to build a system that is self-sustaining, if you really want to build a system that will not collapse, if you want to build a system that will work and make everybody else to be appreciated and to fulfill their purpose, then you must follow the servant leadership model. So what is this about? Number one, Jesus made an example of himself, and that he was an example of this servant leadership. So the principle, the mindset of every leader, if you are a leader or you are going to be a leader, your number one primary mindset must be such that I am going to be serving people. That is why I call this series A Leader is a Ladder. You must only see yourself as a ladder. If you are going there to enjoy, if you are going there to be served, if you are going there to build your empire, you have failed before you started. You have failed as a leader. You will never be commended. Even if you are commended here on earth, you will never be commended in heaven, because you are doing everything against the principles of the kingdom of God. It is only when you do things according to the way they are supposed to be done in the eyes of God, only then you will be commended by God. It doesn't matter how much success people give you on earth. It doesn't matter how much commendation and accolades that you get here on earth. When you do things to oppress people and you're able to win the whole world, well, history also will not honor you. We will not judge you well with time. Especially in heaven, you will not be recognized. Because God will never be happy that you are suppressing other people to have your position, to be able to hold to your privileges. God will never be happy that one individual is subjecting other individuals to himself. God will never be happy that you are making other people to be subject to you, to be submitted to you. God will never be happy about that. What will make God happy is that you are treating other human beings as God's image and as God's likeness. That because whenever you oppress anybody, you are actually oppressing his maker. Whenever you dominate somebody else, you are actually dominating the God that is in him. Whenever you put somebody else down and you are exercising authority over them, you are subjugating them under you, you are actually subjugating the God that is in them. So God will never be happy with that. But whenever you are lifting them up, whenever you are opening the doors for them, whenever you are lifting them up, you are lifting the God that is in them up. So the mentality that you should have as a leader is the mentality that Jesus is trying to teach us here. Your mentality must be that I am the ladder. I am the one that is lying down and they are climbing through me. Unfortunately, so many people in this world, they despise that kind of mindset. They don't want people to climb them or to ride on them, because they think it's a negative thing. People are saying, I don't want people to use me, or people are just using me. Well, I think you should be happy that people are using you. That's exactly what it means to be a leader. A leader must be willing to be used. If you are not willing to be used, you cannot be a leader. The only reason a leader is somebody who wants people to use him. A leader is somebody who is looking for people that want to use him. So it is submitting yourself to be used by people. Leadership is submitting yourself to be used by people. Leadership is voluntarily lying down and becoming a bridge for people between where they are and where they are going. Leadership is used deliberately, voluntarily, lying yourself down to or on the wall as a ladder and letting people climb on you to get to their purpose and to their fulfillment. You should be ready to submit your gifts to them and let them use it for their own good, not to build your ministry, but to build their ministry, to build their lives. You should be willing to submit your gifts, your capacity, your resources, your skills, and give it to be readily available for people to use it to build their destiny and to get to where God wants them to be. This is exactly what Jesus was saying. So Jesus said, just as the Son of God did not come to be served. A leader, as a leader, it shouldn't even come to your mind that you want people to serve you. As a leader, it shouldn't even cross your mind at all that you want people to do anything for you. As a leader, the only thing that should dominate your mind is that you want to serve, that you want to submit yourself, that you want to become a ladder, that you want to become a bridge through which people will get to their purpose and their destiny, that you want people to ride on you, that you want people to take advantage of you, you want people to use you. That is the mentality of a true leader. If that is not your mindset, you are not ready to be a leader. Maybe you are an oppressor but not a leader. But if you really want to be a leader, you must submit yourself for people to use you. So just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life a ransom for many. So you must be ready not just to serve other people, but to give yourself, to sacrifice yourself. So that means sacrifice, like Jesus using himself as an example, that he was able to give himself as a ransom for many. That means that he is able to not just give his life in the sense of dying. Definitely you might not need to die for other people because Jesus has already died for us. But if necessary, a leader must be willing to die. But let's leave death aside because Jesus has done that for us. But if it says, you must be willing to serve other people and to give. So leadership is giving, because it says, and to give his life as ransom for many. So leadership is giving. So that is another mentality of a leader. For you to become a successful leader in this kingdom, you must be willing to give of yourself, sacrifice what you have, the ability and the willingness to give yourself, give what you have, offer yourself to people. That is real service. That is real leadership. Leadership is the ability not to serve, the willingness to serve. That's your number one mentality. I want to serve. I want to become a ladder. I want to become the bridge. I want to give myself to be used. That's number one. That's on one part. But the next mentality you must have is that I will be giving. I'm not receiving. I'm not collecting. I want to give. You must be willing to give of yourself, from what you have, from your skills, from your resources, from your ability, from your capacity. You must be able to give. You must be willing to give. So to become a leader is to give. To become a leader is to be willing to give. To become a leader is to want to give. So a leader is somebody that is giving. A leader is somebody that wants to give. And you want to give to ransom other people. You want to give to help other people. You want to give to lift other people. You want to give to raise other people. So the purpose of power, which is leadership, is not to oppress other people. It's not to enjoy other people or other people's positions or enjoy the position. Is to be able to give. Leadership is not just serving. Leadership is giving. But what we see in the churches in Africa today is that the people are the ones rather giving to the pastors. So leadership, to become a leader, it means you are going to collect. You're going to be collecting offering. You're going to be collecting tithes. You're going to be collecting all kind of gifts from people. That is what our mentality today, our mindset today is, as a leader, you must collect. But that is totally different from the mentality of Jesus. As a leader, I must give. And the same thing with Paul, Apostle Paul. He was always giving. He even said, okay, yes, if we are giving to you spiritually, you can also give to us materially, but I will not even take it. I will not, because I don't want you to think that I took advantage of you. I will not even take, even though I have the privilege, I have the honor, or I have the right to be able to collect material blessing from you, but I will not even collect it, because I would rather just give. I would rather go and work with my own hand, but to be just be given to you, but not to be accused by somebody else or by anybody that I'm taking anything from you. So he had the right mentality, the right mindset about ministry. Another thing that Jesus said here, he says, whoever desires to be first among you, let him be your slave. So the mindset of a leader is to always think that I am a slave to these people. I am the slave to them. I am the one serving them. So whatever you are giving to them must be beyond what they are giving to you. Whatever you are giving to them must be much more of a greater weight than what they are able to give to you. Then Jesus also said, yet it shall not be so among you, but whoever desires to be great among you, let him be your servant. So you must be able to serve people and become a slave to them. But then what you shouldn't do, another mentality of a mindset of a leader, you should never be like the Gentiles, like the pagans. What do the pagans do? The pagans lord it over their subjects, their people. But so the Bible is saying, as a leader, your mindset should never be to enjoy ruling over people or lording it over people. You shouldn't dominate people. You shouldn't take advantage of people. You shouldn't see people as your servants. You should never see people as your slaves. And then he says, the great ones among the Gentiles or the pagans also exercise authority over them. You shouldn't be exercising authority over other people. You should rather be enjoying serving other people. And this is the basic principle of leadership, of the mental that Jesus gave unto us. This is the mentality that Jesus expects us to have. Now, I'm going to give you some more practical principles that will be able to help you to be able to put these principles into practice. So on practical level, what does this mean? To me, on practical levels, this means that you should value people. You should value people as you value Jesus. Because Jesus said, I was hungry. He didn't say the poor people were hungry. He said, I was hungry. Jesus said, I was in prison. He didn't say the criminals are in prison. He didn't say criminals. He saw himself there. He said he is the one that was in prison. Jesus said, I was in the hospital. He didn't say the sick and the patients are the ones in the hospital. He said, no, I am the one. So why is Jesus using this example, this, allegory to say he is the one? This is telling us how much we must value people. So as leaders, we must value people so much as if we are relating to Jesus Christ himself. We must relate to every individual, no matter, even if they are poor, we must see them as if it is Jesus that is poor. Even if they are criminals, we must relate to them as if it is Jesus that is in that prison. Even when they are sick, we must see them not as sick individuals, but see them as if it is Jesus that is standing before us. So that talks about the value we must have for people. If you really want to be a leader, you must value people like the greatest treasure. You must value people more than you value money. You must value people more than you value position. You must value people more than you value your comfort, more than you value your prestige, more than you value your position. So this is a far cry from what we see from in our political lives today, in Africa especially. People are nobody. People are just being humiliated. People are being, sacrificed. People are being tortured and used and just degraded, and people are just being useless and being, just being dehumanized. But for you to be a leader, there shouldn't be a higher treasure in your eyes than people. That should be your mindset. Mindset should be doing good to people, making good feel good, making people feel good, just like Jesus said, that he is the one that is hungry. We must learn to be a successful leader. We must learn to see Jesus in people. We must learn to see God in people. The Bible said that we no longer see people according to the flesh. We no longer see or accept people, like according to the flesh. So which means that we don't see people like the flesh anymore. So this is what we should bear in mind. We are not seeing them as they are. Because if you see people like in the flesh, you are going to be seeing their inadequacies. You are going to be seeing their failures, their disadvantages, their insufficiencies. You are going to be seeing, the inadequacies of people. So instead of you to be looking at them as from the flesh, we are no more seeing people like in the flesh. We are no more seeing people as ordinary people, as flesh and blood. We are now seeing people through Christ, through the prism of Christ, as if Christ is the one that we are seeing. Then we are seeing them, we are seeing Christ in them and through them. We are not paying too much attention at their fault, their failures. We are loving them like we will love Christ. So, for the mentality of a leader is that you are valuing people. You are seeing people as the highest treasure. Never value your organization more than people. Because today in church, Christians think that church as an organization is more valuable than members. So they will say, they just kick people up and down, go or come out, don't, if you don't want, you can go away. As if organization is the church, as if organization is what is valuable. But really it is people that are valuable. So we are not supposed to mistreat or commonize every individual. Value people. If you really want to be a leader, make sure you convince yourself that the people are more important than your church. The people are more important than your building. The people are more important than your organization. The people are more important than your registration papers, than your status. The people are more important than than anything. People are the only ones that Jesus died for. Jesus died for people. It means they are the most valuable treasure. They are the most valuable people out there. So that is the first thing you want to know. And that's why you must be a ladder to them. You must be willing to be a ladder to them. Number two, if you really want to be a great leader of people, commit yourself to them. Commit yourself to serving people. Commit yourself to just serving, giving yourself to people. Commit yourself to listening to them. Commit yourself to sacrificing for them. Commit yourself to lying down for them to ride on you. Commit yourself that they will use you. Just commit yourself to people. Spend time with them, listen to them when they need you. Give yourself to people, at least, not when they want to waste your time or anything, but when they really need you, give yourself to them. So commitment to people. Valuing people is a great mindset that you must have as a leader. Then commitment to people is another mindset that you must have as a leader. Another thing you have to have as a leader is to relate to people, interact with people, build relationship with people, laugh with people, joke with people, touch people, embrace people, build normal rapport with people. Build rapport with people, be accessible to people, respond to people. I hear a lot of people saying they write letters to men of God that they never get reply. They never get, reply. That is not what a leader should be. A leader must be accessible to people. A leader must be able to respond to people, be able to be, to be there for people. If you really want to be a people person, if you really want to have the mindset of a leader, you must make sure that you are simple with people, you are down to earth with people, and you are ready to relate to them, to build relationship with them, and to interact with them whenever they need you. And talking to them when you can, responding to their mails is just normal. That is who a leader supposed to be. Then the next thing you have to do for as a leader to have the mindset of a leader is that you should make sure that you are casting vision before the people. Get them to follow a vision, give them direction, give them instructions, let them see the place that you are taking them to, let them see the destiny that you have for them. Just like Jesus told the disciples, come and I will make you fishers of men. Cast vision before them. That is Jesus casting vision before these people, that I will make you fishers of men. I will make you into this. So cast vision before people. Tell them what is waiting for them. Tell them of your plans for them. Tell them of where you are taking them. That will also give people, perspective into the future. That will allow people to see beyond their nose, and that will also allow people to be able to sacrifice of themselves and be able to follow your leading. Okay, so yeah, cast vision before people, give them standards, help them improve where they are, help them to become better, give them higher standard, give them standard that they could aspire to, take them higher, take them from one height to the other. And then eventually, when you have more people following you and a lot of people, that you are influencing, then you must try to give people leadership, like give them cast vision for, influence them. You must be able to influence people, be able to influence them through your good examples, be able to influence them through the vision that you are casting before them, be able to influence them, by your positive actions, behavior, character, and by the vision and by the things that you are doing for people. People are seeing your example and they would like to emulate and to copy your example. So, So that is the mentality of a leader that I will encourage you to have. The mentality of a leader. That's a very important thing, that as a leader, you are first of all a servant. And that those scriptures that Jesus gave to us, that we shouldn't be like the Gentiles, very key. Don't let people just be running after you, to be hailing you and trying to worship you. That is not what people are around us for. And your mentality must be to be a people developer as well. You must be interested in developing them and helping them to get to the best that God has for them, to become the best that God has for them. But the most important thing, that a leader is a ladder. A leader is a ladder. Don't doubt that. A leader is a ladder. Well, I think that might be, it for today. And I would like to encourage you to go and register for my mentorship class, which is sundayadelajablog.com/mentorship. sundayadelajablog.com/mentorship. Just go there and register. We have people from over 40 countries there already, and go register for free. You don't need to pay any money for it. It's supposed to be $3,000 a year, but you don't need to pay for it. Just go and register and develop yourself, become a better person, become a better leader. And for you to buy the books, you can read my books actually for free of charge on Amazon, Kindle Unlimited. Kindle Unlimited, you can just go and read them for free there. But besides that, you can also buy them on Amazon. But if you want to buy them in bulk, if you want to buy a few books, a number of books, many books, then you might want to write to my office, which is dsasbooks@gmail.com. dsasbooks@gmail.com. That is one word, dsasbooks, one word, @gmail.com. So you could write that you want to buy many books, and they will also be able to help you get those books. Well, and if you have not yet, informed us about the contact telephone number of your friends and family in Africa that you would like them to be receiving our messages on regular basis, please write the telephone number down. You are seeing the telephone number now on the screen. That is the number you can send to your family members, and if they send us their numbers or you send us their numbers, we commit to be sending SMS message to them on daily basis, because here you have shorter videos, compressed ones good for the format of WhatsApp, So they will not need to spend a lot of data, watching these videos and listening to them. So just, send numbers of everybody that you would like for us to be sending the messages to on daily basis. Send all the numbers to us. The number is +38098 596 3838. So send the numbers of all your friends, families in any country to us, and we commit to be sending them messages on daily basis. Well, we are going to continue this series on leadership. A leader is a ladder. That's this leadership series that we're going to be doing. But we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.